Lagos, a city where dreams grow fast and break faster. Before we go back to how this all started, I beg, first help me do something small. Kindly like, share, and comment on this video. It dey motivate me to keep writing these stories for honor. And I beg, for the comment section, tell me where you are watching from. Make I know my people. Now, let's go back to how this all started. This is the story of small girls with big God in the city that no dey send anybody, Lagos. Let's rewind small. Before the car, before the shouting, before the gossip, there was a man. His name was Chief Adewale. At least, that was the name he used. Mid-50s, always neat, always calm, always smelling like expensive cologne and control. Chinasa met him on a Friday night in Lekki. She had worn a simple black dress, nothing loud, nothing desperate. She was sitting quietly, scrolling her phone when he spoke. "You look like someone that doesn't belong here." She looked up surprised. "Is that a compliment?" she asked, half smiling. He chuckled softly. "That depends on how you take it." That night, he didn't touch her, didn't promise anything. Just dropped money on the table and said, "Get home safe." Chinasa's hands shook as she picked the cash. That was how it started. At first, it felt like grace. That was the word Chinasa used in her head, grace. The kind that drops quietly, without noise, without warning. The kind that answers prayers you never said out loud. After that first night in Lekki, Chief Adewale didn't rush her. He didn't flood her with calls. He didn't make demands. 3 days passed. Chinasa thought that was the end of it. Then one afternoon, while she was lying on her bed in Ikorodu, staring at the ceiling fan that never spun straight, her phone buzzed. Alert. She sat up. Another alert. Then another. Her heart started beating fast. She grabbed her phone with both hands, eyes scanning the screen like it would disappear if she blinked. Money. Not small money. Enough to cover house rent and still breathe. She coughed lightly, her throat suddenly dry. Cough, cough. Her hands shook. No message, no explanation, just money. That evening, he called. His voice was calm, controlled, gentle. "Have you eaten?" he asked. Chinasa swallowed. Yes, sir." "Good," he said. "I don't like stress." That was it. She dropped the phone slowly and lay back on the bed, heart racing. For the first time in a long time, she slept without worrying about tomorrow. From there, things changed, softly, gradually. The compound noise didn't disappear, but it became easier to ignore. She bought better food, she replaced her cracked phone, she fixed her hair properly. Mama Chinasa noticed. "You dey glow," her mother said one morning, smiling. Chinasa smiled back, but didn't explain. Because how do you explain relief to someone that has lived in survival mode all their life? At night, she'd lie on her bed, scrolling through pictures of people living soft lives, and she'd whisper to herself, "Maybe na my turn." Maybe God finally remembered her. Big God. That was the phrase she heard girls use. "I know they suffer again. Big God dey my back." And slowly, Chinasa began to believe she had found hers. Rules don't arrive with warning signs. They arrive like suggestions, like concern, like care. At first, it was small. "Why did you post that picture? I don't like attention on what's mine." Chinasa laughed it off. "He's just being protective," she told herself. But the rules kept coming. "Don't stay out late without telling me." "Who was that boy that commented under your post?" "I called you,
Why didn't you pick? One night, she missed his call. She was in the bathroom when the phone rang. When she came back, she saw 3 missed calls. Her chest tightened. She called back immediately. No answer. She waited. Nothing. Minutes passed. Her room felt smaller. The walls closed in. She refreshed her messages again and again. Nothing. That night, no alert came. The next morning, still nothing. By afternoon, panic had settled in her chest like a stone. Her phone buzzed. A message. You don't disappear when I'm paying. Chinasa stared at the screen. Her breathing became shallow. She typed, deleted, typed again. I'm sorry. I didn't hear my phone. She sent it. The reply came minutes later. Alert, money. Relief washed over her, followed immediately by fear. That was when it hit her. This wasn't kindness. This was control. From that day, she became careful. She monitored her tone, her movements, her reactions. She learned how to apologize quickly, how to explain softly, how to shrink herself. Sometimes at night, she'd stare at her reflection and barely recognize herself. But the bills were paid. And in Lagos, comfort can silence conscience.
The slap came on a quiet evening. No shouting, no argument, just disappointment. They were in his apartment, large, cold, perfect. She had gone out with a friend earlier and posted a picture. She forgot to tell him. He looked at the phone calmly, then looked at her. You embarrassed me, he said. Chinasa laughed nervously. I didn't know it was a problem. He stood up, slowly. The slap wasn't loud, but it was sharp. It landed clean. Her head turned slightly. Her ears rang. For a moment, she thought she would fall. She didn't cry. She just stood there, shocked. He sighed and adjusted his cufflinks. I do so much for you, he said. Don't make me regret it. That night, Chinasa went home in silence. Her face burned, her chest hot. She sat on her bed and stared at the floor. No tears came, just emptiness. The next day, the car arrived, as if to balance the pain, as if to say, this is the price. When she drove it into the compound, people gathered. Shock, envy, noise. Her father shouted. Her mother defended her. But Chinasa felt nothing. She stood there, smiling faintly, while something inside her collapsed. That night, she locked her door and cried, ugly cries. She coughed between sobs. Cough, cough. Her body shook. She finally asked herself the question she had been avoiding. How do I live without losing everything? Living didn't come with celebration. It came with fear, with shaking hands, with sleepless nights. She rehearsed the words in her head for days. Finally, she sent the message. I'm done. Her heart raced. Minutes passed, then hours, then a reply. You regret this. No begging, no anger, just certainty. Within days, the car was taken. The money stopped. Friends disappeared. The compound became cold again. Papa Chinasa didn't shout. He just fixed the broken door quietly one evening. Mama Chinasa hugged her daughter at night. We go survive, she whispered. And slowly, painfully, Chinasa started again. She learnt his skill. She humbled herself. She rebuilt. Some nights she cried. Other nights she stared at the ceiling and breathed.
Lagos didn't kill her, but it taught her, and the lesson stayed. Big God doesn't always mean blessing. Sometimes it means bondage. End. Please like, comment, and share.